So we're live on YouTube.
Hey, first time for everything. Or are we counting down?
Well, we're counting down on
There.
Riverside.
Already live here.
This is the YouTube.
That's the YouTube.
Yeah, and this is just
That's
our
us.
recording.
I guess I'll start this now. This is a lot of pressure.
And check this out. Since we're live and everything on YouTube,
Yeah.
let's just play our little our theme song.
Oh, nice. Here we go. Theme song in it.
Or maybe not.
No, not. Do you have a speaker hooked up to this thing?
Yeah, it should be just going. Anyways, welcome to episode
19.
Oh.
She's legal. Now, did you like how much of the lyrics did you come up with? Was it all of it?
Yeah.
You wrote the whole thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We should actually, I don't know, maybe eventually.
Hey, welcome. What?
This a little bit messed up.
Like that one, or you like another one?
You got another one? Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's hear the other theme song.
Listen,
Yes.
this one here. This is the other theme song. It's a little slower, but
A little more,
it might take a while to upload. So
maybe a little more romantic.
So what are we doing? And we're on TikTok,
Yeah, we're on the TikTok,
and we're on YouTube,
and we're on the YouTubes. and we're
Spotify.
Is that, yeah, for the Spotify upload. So there you go. 3 different
Oops. Oh, here we go.
studios falling apart.
The other one's more uptick.
I can handle it. I like it. Eventually, we'll have a vote. It's good, but I think I like the other one better.
The other one's much more rocking.
Yeah, and like the way the delivery of the actual like
Just check and
Of
see
course.
if we have anybody chatting.
move north by truck, get somebody pregnant. Hell yeah. Well, we'll have to eventually like could you like record those songs onto like their own kind of video?
Sure.
Yeah. You could do like a theme versus theme.
Speaking of themes,
Oh, the theme of episode 19. It's not She's Legal. I'm sorry if that was a bit of a red herring, Chekhov's gun type situation, but the theme, Doug.
what's in the fridge? I know that's not the theme, but that's
not
the first fucking
that's my
episode.
favorite segment.
Well, we're all leaving the screen at the moment. You didn't bring your mug.
I did. Where's my mug? I don't know where my mug is.
Well, you're gonna have to use this one.
That's okay.
I got me new mugs. I don't have a bucket list, but my fucket list is a mile long.
Yeah, I considered bringing that mug, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought maybe we don't open that up. Maybe we don't open that up to discussion because there's a lot of very sensitive types out there. And while we do love to offend people,
They're on the fucket list, I guess.
yeah, put it on the fucket list. So what we have tonight for our first What's in the Fridge is Naughty Neighbor.
Naughty.
Everything's first on here, but hey, you can figure it out. Naughty Neighbor. Oh, let's see what we got here. Naughty Neighbor, American style pale ale. So at least we know what to expect. All right, let's try this.
Water.
Water. Hamilton River water. Somehow an American beer got its water from the Hamilton River.
Is there a river named Hamilton?
Well, it might be now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not a name, Nickelbrook Brewing Company.
I'll give it a shot. I'll try anything once. I've tried a lot of things once on this
Soaring
podcast
Notes?
that I will never try again.
Oh fuck! So I think in 2024. By the way, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's!
2024. I think we're gonna go with more of
Hi, Bridget.
beers that we like instead of
Beers that suck.
what does this taste like? Because the last run of 2023
Was
sucked ass.
It was bad.
So this one has soaring notes of citrus and pine sparkle.
I'm always good with a bit of citrus. I'm a hound for the citrus. Oh, for sure. Well, first beer of 2024.
Go right there somewhere. Naughty neighbor.
If we don't like what's in the fridge, it becomes what's under the fridge. Cheers. 2024. It's in the hole.
Oh, she's naughty.
It's in the hole. That's a good one.
It's all right.
I mean, it's better. Well, maybe it's my expectations are so low. This is a good start.
You know what? It's a little hoppy, but it's not like so much like it's shit. I can't drink it. So better.
It's not like
It's just
Zuma.
got a little taste to it.
Zuma or Zuber, whatever that was.
Kind of like
Ooh, naughty, dirty.
A hoppy beer that's not too hoppy.
Yeah, it's a hoppy initiation beer. If you try this and you think, hey, that's not bad, take the next step up to the hoppier shit. This is hoppy for beginners. Hop.
Hip hop.
Hip hop. Oh, welcome to your 40s.
So we are doing, since it's 2024 and the first day of 2024. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sequels we want to see.
Sequels to movies. Not necessarily. Now,
I got a feeling we're going to spin off a little bit here.
Well, of course we're going to spin off because
that's what we do.
Your initial thing was sequels you want to see in 2024, and that would be cool. But it takes a long time for a sequel to get made. Usually, you learn about it 1 year and then it comes out 2 years later. So I just basically put sequels I'd love to see. And if they came out this year,
okay, you're getting
great.
specific.
Well,
you know what we fucking mean.
Yeah.
If you don't, we'll just have to take you out to the back shed and give you a whooping.
So,
what do you got?
Well, we're going to start with you because I actually sent you my list because my list is. Oh, we can't. Well, what? What does it say?
I don't know what it says. I don't care what it says.
It said we can't access your video, and then it looked like you clicked a button that said choke. It's like when your computer's acting up, it's like, no, choke the computer. Do your job. Oh, sorry, Doug.
You can't access. Who's trying to access my fucking video?
China.
Jam it, Jack.
China and Trudeau working together.
You sent me it. Okay, you did.
Right. I can start transferring to this notepad because I want a professional too.
I'm going to say number one.
Number one.
A month ago. I think I sent it to you. Well, Will Smith confirmed that they were doing it.
He said that they were in talks with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that. But, I mean, until...
How was that fucking video, though?
Yeah, and until things are, like, confirmed, until I see it on IMDb with a producer and director and everything, nothing is nothing until it's there.
Right.
Because, I mean, even with The Last of Us, they were talking about making a movie for the longest time, for years and years and years. They had Maisie Williams attached to it. There was all this talk about who was going to play Joel and all kinds of shit. And nothing ever came of it, and then the show came out. So
I'd love to see a good remake of I Am Legend. A good remake, not one of those shitty ones.
You mean a good sequel, or like do you want them?
Sorry, not a remake, a sequel. Yeah, yeah.
Because it is a remake of Omega Man. We've discussed that. I was wondering remake it.
Right? No. A sequel to it.
Ending.
It would have to be.
It would have to be.
If Will Smith.
Can't remember what.
Yeah, but he died. But he died in the movie. He died. So how are you going to bring him back to life? So you have to use a theatrical ending where he survived.
Yeah. And
on DVD, there's 2 endings.
Sometimes they do stuff like that. They'll. But yeah, that one would be good. Trying to remember some of the ones I had on my list there. May I borrow your?
Like number 1.
It keeps cutting out. I didn't necessarily do it in order. I just thought up a bunch of stuff, but
no, it's still there.
Whatever.
About it. They can still see us. Yeah.
Okay.
We just switched
the YouTube live there. It's gonna give me anxiety.
We just switched to YouTube live.
There we go. Welcome, YouTube. Hey, first time live on YouTube Classic. Welcome. People keep trying to go. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'd love to go on there with you, but it kills the atmosphere. I apologize. I will not be partaking in any split screens down there or there. It's all about me and Doug tonight. And beer.
So you had Daybreakers.
Oh, okay. Did you see Daybreakers? It's a Jamie Foxx vampire movie.
One. Yeah.
Now, I want to see a sequel to Daybreakers that's about those 2 brothers. Because the best scene in that movie is when the 4 of them go into the house and they're working together clearing it. There's not zombies. There's fucking vampires everywhere in their house.
Yeah.
And it was way over the top. And Scott Adkins played one of the brothers, and I fucking love him as an action star. He's done a whole bunch of movies that aren't necessarily like top of the like Hollywood blockbusters, but they're great movies, and he's a great fighting on film professional. He's great at the combat stuff, and he was awesome in that. It was a little over the top. It was a little silly, but to me, it was the best scene in the movie. And at the end, I thought it was going to be a nice ensemble, bring back all the characters for the final action scene, and they didn't bring the brothers back. I was like, mistake right there. So I thought it would be a fun spinoff. You got these 2 like crazy brothers that played off each other really well. Make a Daybreaker brothers thing. I don't know. Brother Breakers.
Right on.
And I mean, they've done shit like that before. They take a character from a movie and they kind of get their own spinoff. Like technically, what they did with Riddick,
right?
From I mean, character that survived, but it wasn't necessarily his movie. Yeah, This is 40. That's another one that's on my list.
This is 40.
Okay, so This is 40 came out in 2012.
Right.
So in 2022, it would have been 10 years later, and they could have done This is 50. So I was basically saying it would have been great to see another a sequel to that, and it would be about like
This is 50.
This is 50, yeah. So those characters, their kids grown up even more. But I mean, they've all moved on. They're doing other stuff. I mean, Judd Apatow's daughters, I don't think they really wanted to be actresses necessarily. Like they did Knocked Up and they did This is 40. But I don't know if it's what they wanted to do or what the issues were, but I thought that would have been a fun movie to make a sequel to.
Right.
What else you got?
Well, you were talking about like spin-offs and that, which is not necessarily a sequel, but the spin-offs.
Technically it is.
Kind of. It's a spin-off on a character, but so I like the Conjuring universe.
Right.
Right. So they say there's 10 movies in the Conjuring universe, but there's only 8.
Oh, okay. 2
of the movies aren't attached to the Conjuring universe, but there's a character that's in one of the movies that's in these 2 movies. So I'd love to see another Conjuring movie, and it would probably be like so 3 of the Conjuring movies have Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah, the main 2, right?
The Conjuring 2, and The Devil Made Me Do It. They're in Annabelle 2, but they're not an Annabelle creation. The Nun or the Nun 2, right?
Okay.
So those are the 8 movies that are the Conjuring universe officially. And then you have The Curse of La Lorraine, which is the priest that's in Annabelle. He's in this movie as well.
Okay.
But it's not attached to Ed and Lorraine, so it's not a part of that. It's got nothing to do with the Conjuring universe, which surrounds Ed and Lorraine Warren and their haunted items. Other than the priest that was in Annabelle is also the priest that's in this one.
Okay.
And there's
That's a big universe.
Yeah, and then there's another one called Wolves at the Door, where the detective Clarkin that's in Annabelle, the detective that's in it for a bit, he's in this movie as well, and it kind of surrounds kind of like a Charles Manson type thing,
Okay.
but it's got nothing to do with the Conjuring Ed and Lorraine universe. It just happens to be the same character who's in it. But the spin-off or the next one, the next Conjuring, would be really cool that if it was surrounding the Amityville Horror House,
Okay.
which they were a part of, and they went in. That was their game. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that. Horror fans would like that. Or Scream Queen would probably like that as well.
Oh, I love me some Scream Queen. Hold on. The live went tits out, so I'm gonna tits up, I should say. So I'll just pull my list up here so we can do this a little different. So another one I had, and this is a big one for me, and this is one that kind of like the I Am Legend 2. It's always in talks. The fans want it. It was a situation where the movie was fantastic. It just didn't get the. Did you ever see Dread?
Yeah.
So not the Stallone one, the Carl Urban one.
Yep.
So Dread, in my opinion, was a fucking fantastic film, and a lot of people agree with it. And a lot of fans have been fighting to get a sequel made or a show spinoff. Carl Urban's on board. He said he would do it immediately. And there's been talks about doing kind of a spinoff. I don't know if it's going to be a show, but it's going to be called Mega City 1 or something like that. So the rumors are flying around, but nothing concrete. I would love to see more Dread, or even just something in that universe. I love the world of Dread. It's so grisly and dark and apocalyptic, and there's so much more that could be explored. And the reboot really tried to give us something gritty and dark and pay real homage to the source material. And Carl Urban nailed the friggin' part. So I would love to see more of that. More Dread. Hell
we
yes.
need more Dread.
So I'm again, fingers crossed, hoping that something will come of that.
What do you think? What are the chances?
I'm going to say 80% chance of something, 50% chance of a direct sequel. Because it is a popular enough character and comic that something else could come of it eventually.
Right.
I mean, they've gone back to the well on so many other things. Hellboy, Fantastic Four. I think something will happen. I don't know if it'll be a direct sequel, but yeah, that's what I'd say, percentage-wise.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else you got?
Well, another one that there's always talk about going to happen. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they do keep talking about that.
Johnny Depp's in it.
Johnny Depp.
They signed up this person.
Michael Keaton, Jenna Ortega, Kanye West, Ross Rutten, Frank Sinatra.
If they could make a good sequel, it's a classic movie.
There's long time ago when I was very, very into Kevin Smith and listening to his stuff. He talked at length about meeting with a producer because he had written a script for a Superman remake. And it was going to be the one that Nick Cage was supposed to be in.
Right.
And Smith was given 3 projects he could work on to punch up. And one of them was the Superman one, and the other one was Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. This is a long time ago. This is like 20 years ago. They've been the idea of doing a sequel to Beetlejuice has been floating around forever.
Yeah.
At this point, if it happens, great. Maybe I'll watch it, but the investment is done. And the original is maybe it just shouldn't be touched because it was a perfect standalone film. And when I was a kid, I used to watch the cartoon. The cartoon was hilarious. very
Yeah,
dark,
cartoon.
very. Oh yeah, it was very raunchy, a
Oh,
raunchy cartoon, like considering of the time.
So probably the sequel will end up like Train to Busan, fucking Peninsula.
Well, so the problem with Peninsula is Peninsula was a foreign film that tried to cater to what was popular with Western audiences. That was my takeaway from it. Somebody said, we need to add in more Fast and Furious and more Fury Road because those are the popular things right now. And they got away from the roots. A Beetlejuice remake, it would suffer from trying to make it more modern. Maybe it would try to go woke. Beetlejuice was a raunchy fucking person.
Yeah.
Like raunchy, sexually, basically assaulting the guy's wife, trying to look under her skirt. He was a dirtbag trying to marry a teenage girl. Total dirtbag. There's no way they're going to create or push that character forward and have him continue to act that way. They could, and it would be edgy, and people might enjoy that. But it's going to be hard to get that by modern audiences, and Michael Keaton might not want to play Beetlejuice like that. And the way he, I don't know, the way he played Batman after so long, The Flash, but he reprised the role of Batman for the first time since Batman Returns back in the day.
Wait, he played Batman in
He played
The Flash?
Batman in The Flash. And a lot of what he did was just recycle lines that people loved from the other Batman movies.
Right.
Do we want to see him do that as Beetlejuice?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, it was
Although Beetlejuice would hit a whole new generation of people that's never really seen Beetlejuice.
No, it's not like Batman has been retold and remade and played by 6 different people in the last 20 years. Beetlejuice has only ever been played by Michael Keaton.
I think it would be like Ghostbusters, not the woman one, but the one, the Afterlife.
Afterlife, I thought was good.
It was good.
But
it hit a new generation of kids.
It did,
right?
I think the sequel is going to lean more heavily on the original cast. At least that's what I've heard. I haven't seen the trailers for it.
Well, the father was a fucking pedophile. Ended up in jail in real life, right? The redheaded guy.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Recast.
No, but he's out acting again. He's did his time. And he's back in Hollywood acting.
That's Hollywood for you.
Fuck.
Cheers, Hollywood. You're the fucking cancer of the earth.
So
thanks for all the entertainment. Oh, on that note, fuck Hollywood. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's one that hurts, and this will hurt for a lot of my nerdy sci-fi fans out there. District 9. You ever see District 9?
I love District 9.
District 9.
It's on my list. District 9.
Yeah. That movie has been teasing us with a sequel. Not even teasing, like it was set up. But now that I'm pretty sure it's not happening. I mean, and the director has made a ton of movies since. I don't think it's going to happen. And I mean, the more time has passed, the more I'm okay with it because the story is great. The world was cool. The setting was good. And maybe the final arc of Vicus's character is that for his crimes and being kind of the dirtbag he was, he lives his life as one of the aliens he's so horribly mistreated. Because, I mean, the more you watch the movie, the more you realize Vicus is a piece of shit. He's an asshole.
He's a piece of shit. Yeah, well, yeah, he is.
I mean, you do kind of feel bad for him in some senses because some of the stuff that happens to him is shitty and unfair, but he's
a racist fucking piece of shit.
He is. He treated those aliens like crap. He
like they were.
He treated Christopher like complete shit. Like knocked Christopher out, was going to leave him for dead and steal the ship with his son. That's fucked up. And I remember the first time I watched the movie, I was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, it didn't really hit me that hard. I was like watching it, and I guess I wasn't perceiving it that way. And then I watched it again with a friend of mine, and she was like, nah, Vicus is an asshole. I can't forgive him for what he did to Christopher. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of is he's a kind of a shit. Fuck him.
Yeah.
You're forced to live the rest of your life as a fucking alien. Fuck you. They're not coming back. And there's a video series on YouTube. They do great shit, and it's called How It Should Have Ended, or like He-She for short. And they did a He-She of District 9, and it's like all the years later, the aliens come back, And Vickus is like, "Hey, Christopher, it's me. I'm one of you now. Can you change me back to a human?" And the aliens are just destroying Earth, killing all the humans. And he's like, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just stay like this."
Never mind.
It's like, yeah, you've come back with wrath and vengeance, and really humanity probably deserves it. So I'm good now. As much as I loved the idea of a sequel, I've kind of let it go.
Right.
So I'm at peace. But I did really want that sequel.
Yeah.
Back then. What else you got?
Galaxy Quest.
To infinity.
Yes.
You know what I want more than a sequel to Galaxy Quest? I want the original vision of Galaxy Quest. It was supposed to be a lot darker and a lot dirtier.
Oh, yeah?
And it was supposed to be like, it was, they talk about it all the time. It was supposed to be a certain way and they lightened it up. They felt like they had to make it more, I think it was supposed to be rated R, like a raunchy space romp. There's a scene, that you can find this online, where Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen, they see that boom, boom machine that they're supposed to go through, and she says, "Screw that." And if you look at her mouth, you can see her saying "fuck." She goes, "Fuck that." And it's in the movie. You can see her saying, yeah. So it was, and there's other talk about other things that were supposed to be in it, but yeah, they tamed it down. But that was a great movie. I would like to see a sequel to that. I don't know how you'd pull it off, because so much of the charm of the movie is the idea of, is it real, is it not? What? So a sequel would kind of, I don't know, would it just be a straight up sci-fi space, like they're all out in space again? Oh, here we go again, kind of situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You know what? Another
this
future.
This isn't pitches. This is.
It's
just
not pitches.
Fucking what we'd like to see.
Future episode will be us.
You come up with the idea.
We'll
send it to us.
Pitching the sequel ideas. The elevator pitch part 2.
Yeah.
A stranger appears again.
Goes fucking hunts a stegosaurus.
To eat. That's why you hunt the stegosaurus. Okay, I got, this one's a maybe because they talk about doing this. The Edge of Tomorrow.
The Edge of Tomorrow.
Tom Cruise.
Oh.
And Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the one where he basically keeps living the same day over and over.
Right, keeps dying a different way, trying to make it a little bit further or something.
Yeah. And I mean, again, that's a hard concept to make a sequel to. It's like you don't want to see the same shit over again. The world that they created was interesting. And then they've talked about maybe doing a sequel. Again, I'm not make or break invested in it. I would watch it because the effects were good. The action was cool. I like the setup. The relationship between Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt was satisfying, where she kept killing him over and over again. So yeah, I put that on the list because, again, it's a maybe. I don't know if they talk about doing it, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And below that, I got, so Christopher Nolan did, I know you're not big into superhero movies, but he did the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Which arguably are some of the best superhero movies because they don't feel like superhero movies at all.
Right.
There's nothing silly in it. It's like very, very grounded. No, not like Hancock. Hancock's still superpowers and shit. Nobody has superpowers in this.
Right.
The closest thing to it is Bane is jacked up on like basically steroids 24/7 because his body is so mangled that he needs to basically be jacked up on painkillers 24 hours a day. So he's just like physically.
Dang.
But they teased basically the character of Robin finding Batman's Batcave at the end. And so the last thing you see is this cop who's been helping Batman the whole movie, and you realize he's actually Dick Grayson. He's an orphan, just like Bruce, and he became a cop because he wanted to change things. And he finds Batman's cave, and that's how his story ends. That's how the trilogy ends. And you think, oh, are they going to do a Nightwing movie? And Christopher Nolan's like, no, I thought it would be a fun way to end it, and people can take from it what they will, but it's never going to happen.
Sweet.
Yeah. You got any more? So I got a list here.
You got a whole bunch. Well, Pacific Rim.
They did a sequel.
Oh, did they? Sequel to the sequel.
Oh, you want a third one? So you want a sequel to Pacific Rim Uprising? Or did you not know there was a sequel to Pacific
No, I
Rim?
didn't know there was.
So there is a sequel. It doesn't have Charlie Hunnam in it.
Okay.
It has Jason Boyega. Jonathan Boyega? The guy from... Did you watch Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who played Finn, the stormtrooper.
Okay. Yeah.
So he plays the son of Idris Elba's character in the first one.
Mm.
And it's his story about becoming a pilot and, you know, the worry that the kaiju are going to come back, and he goes through like a training program, and then a whole bunch of crazy shit happens. There's some good action scenes in it. It's not a great movie.
Right.
It's worth a watch for the enjoyment of watching robots punch monsters. But yeah, it wasn't a great sequel.
How about 300?
They did a sequel to 300.
Yeah, I found that out the other day. Watched it.
Yeah, it's got the guy from the
rise of 300 or whatever.
Yeah, it's actually it's not.
It kind of happens at the same time and a little bit after.
Yeah,
but it's the story of the Greek guy, not the Spartans, but the Greek guy fighting. Yeah. And there's that big, tall prince guy, but it's his sister that he's fighting. She's doing the Navy
and it's, part. Eva Green. Eva Green plays the chick.
Right.
I love Eva Green.
Oh.
She's my...
So you like that part when he got her on the ship and she was bringing him over to try to convince him to join her.
Eva Green is one of those
Movies.
Actresses that
Double D's are
just
flying everywhere.
Like Nat looks at me like, you're disgusting, and I'm like, I'm sorry, she's my Paul Rudd. Like, you got your Paul Rudd shit, and I got my Eva Green. And yeah, that was one of those movies where I'm watching it and I'm just like, God damn. She's one of my favorite Bond girls too. She was the Bond girl in Casino Royale.
Yeah, we were scanning and I'm like, 300. When I started watching, I'm going, they made a sequel. When did they do that? I didn't know that.
And it's a decent.
There's a lot. It's a lot of
naval combat.
Blood on the screen.
A lot of blood. I like the actor who played the Greek guy, the main guy. I like him from the show Strike Back. Strike Back is one of those shows that every episode kicks so much ass. It's one of the best action shows I've ever seen, and I would totally rewatch it. The 4 seasons of it. But he was amazing in it. It's the story of like I don't want to get too far off topic, but it's like two guys, an English guy and an American guy, and they're like an anti-terrorist group. And every episode turns into a gunfight. Like there's some huge action sequence, and it's well filmed. And Nat, who has a different appreciation for action scenes now, when she sees people in a gunfight who don't pick up the guns of the people they've killed and use those, she yells at the TV. Because in Strike Back, they do that shit. They're picking up the guns of the guys they've killed. They're running out of ammo. They're swapping weapons. They're grabbing magazines off of corpses. They're moving through the battle, and they're doing things that people should do. Yeah. Whereas other action movies just ignore that shit. Yeah. So we loved that about Strike Back, and that guy was in the 300 movie. So that's why I wanted to watch it. Yeah. That's another rant for you. Another rant.
Auntie.
I could be or ranty auntie. That would be my other name after.
Listen, let's dive into the fishbowl.
Fishbowl?
Sure.
Are you on a time limit?
No.
You just like look at your clock and you're like, okay, shut the fuck up. Go in the fishbowl.
Gotta go to sleep. You know, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Been off for a bit.
We've only been on for 35 minutes. Oh. That doesn't even feel like 35. No, it can't be 35. Oh, shit, it is. Never mind. Fishbowl! Would you rather be on the run from Thanos or be in the presence of Sauron? Do you know who Thanos is?
Yeah. Listen, yeah.
But you can't tell me every podcast you hate superhero shit and then be able to...
No, well, first of all, I didn't say fuck it, okay?
I could find probably 8 examples.
I didn't hate it, but I don't... Ooh.
Ding, ding.
New sound.
I didn't know I could do that.
I just don't, not interested in watching them.
And I understand. It's like, I have an idea. I have an idea too. Jesus. Sorry. This one's a little tougher. Sorry, I forgot this isn't my mug. Apologies, Doug.
Yeah, so anyway, I kind of know who Thanos is, yeah.
Okay, so would you rather be on the run from Thanos or be in the presence of Sauron? You're fucked either way. I would think if you're in the presence of Sauron, I mean...
No, not good.
You're on the run from Thanos. Thanos is coming for you. You're fucked. If you're in the presence of Sauron, I mean, he might want to enslave you and have you serve him. Thanos, if you're on the run from Thanos, he's probably going to kill you. So
I'd rather be killed than be a slave of sorrows.
Sauron.
Sauron.
Saruman is the white.
Sauron.
So, yeah, that's the eye. That's Sauron. Saruman is the white wizard.
Right.
Yes, is one of his. He's been enslaved or he has been bewitched by Sauron, but he was doing okay for himself until he pissed the trees off.
That's right.
I mean, really, he was doing good.
Yeah.
And then the trees came and fucked his shit up. All right, so I'm gonna take Sauron. You're gonna take Thanos.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the gorilla answer. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah. Well,
that's the gorilla answer.
Thanos isn't gonna eat my ass.
Have you ever seen the sexy dancing Thanos? I'll send you the meme later.
God. No, I have not.
No, I'll send it to you. That'll make you change your mind. All right. Fishbowl dip 2. Would you rather battle a troll from Norse mythology or a basilisk from Harry Potter?
Basilisk?
Basilisk is basically a big ass snake. And according to legend, if it looks you in the eye, it turns you to stone.
A troll.
Troll from Norse mythology. Are there trolls in Norse mythology?
Yes.
Naughty neighbor. Not
Trolls in Norse mythology. Still, I don't know. I'm not fighting a fucking snake that I look at and turn to stone.
Well, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to fight a snake that would turn me to stone. But I mean, are we talking like a rape troll or like a beat you over the head with a club troll? I mean, Norse mythology is dark as fuck. Those kind of trolls, those are some fucked up trolls.
Well,
I don't know if you've ever seen Beowulf.
Norwegian, yes.
Yeah.
Norwegian trolls are believed to be mythical creatures that live in isolated rocks or caves.
I watched a version of Beowulf in which a woman gets impregnated by the troll. And the troll was fucking huge. And this was a version, I think it had Gerard Butler in it. And it was a lesser known, it wasn't like a big, huge Hollywood blockbuster.
I'd still fight that.
Look at the size of that fucking thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not fighting a snake, though, if I look at it, turn to stone.
Well, Harry Potter beat it. He's a fucking kid. Get yourself a mirror. Get yourself a blade that comes out of a hat. Stab it and get yourself a fucking phoenix to eat its eyes. I would take the basilisk because I'm Norse mythology troll. I'm thinking it's one of those kind of trolls.
Jesus.
I could take a snake. Big fucking snake. Stupid ass snake. It's been so dependent. It relies so heavily on its stone gaze that if somebody came along with the know-how and the planning, and has a plan for everything, they could do it. Do you know why? Because that person would be Batman.
Never trust a snake.
Never trust a snake. Never date a woman with a tattoo of a dagger on her body. And never trust a snake.
Snake sheds its skin, just becomes a bigger snake.
It's so scary. Could you imagine if people... I mean, technically we do. It doesn't happen. It doesn't all come off at once. Oh, could you imagine?
Unless you're sunburnt, like peeling off
Blech.
your skin.
That's fucking nasty.
And eating it. Like Goldfinger with the gold member.
I lost my genitalia in an unfortunate schmelting accident. Now this oh, god damn, I'd forgotten about rent free. I feel like we answered this one last time, but it was with Spider-Man. Would you rather have the powers of Shazam or Batman?
It was. Yeah, we did have a Spider-Man or Batman one.
Now,
and we came across saying Batman really doesn't have any powers.
Well, he doesn't
got
have
a lot of cool
powers.
tools.
He's brilliant. He's the world's best detective. He's got tons of money and access to great technology.
What does Shazam do?
Shazam
Run real quick.
But he's basically got all the powers of Superman. But he needs to
Fly?
Shazam's in the movie. He's a kid. He's a 13-year-old kid who gets chosen by this god to inherit the powers of Shazam. So basically, he says Shazam, and he transforms into a jacked adult who essentially has the same powers.
Wasn't Shazam?
Shazam!
That big, huge basketball player.
That's no, that's not Shazam. That's
I got to throw a log in the fire. Hold on.
Kazam.
That's you know what I'm talking about.
I do know who you're talking about.
For the Magic.
It's not. Oh man, is that? No. Kazam? That's Kazam. Kazam is the genie that Shaq played.
Oh yeah, Shaq. That's Shaq O'Neal. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Shaq Attack.
But no, I think would you rather have Spider-Man's powers or Shazam's powers? I would say I'd take Shazam's. Shazam can fly. He's got super strength. He can do
take Shazam.
a bunch of cool shit. Shazam it up, says I.
All right.
What else we got in here? This is a lot of would you rathers. Would you rather be in a Hunger's game arena or be on the Death Star during the Rebel attack?
Let's see.
Well, if you're in the Hunger Games arena, you've got a 1 in 12 chance of living. If you're on the Death Star during the Rebel attack, if you know it's the Rebel attack, get the fuck off the Death Star and escape. You can't. It would be much more difficult to escape the Hunger's Game arena.
Well, see, the Death Star. So
naughty.
They made it look like the Death Star fucking blew up. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
But then it came back and it was like only blew up, like a portion of it blew out.
Doug, that was a brand new Death Star in episode 6.
They were rebuilding the blown up one.
No. The first one blew up completely, and they were in the process of rebuilding it. They weren't putting together all the broken pieces like a Lego
set. Were. Yes, they were.
No, they weren't. Oh, my God.
They didn't have time to build another moon. Didn't work. Why would they build it
again?
They
weren't even finished. And they, who knows how long it took them to build that first one. And it wasn't done. The infrastructure was only
why
half
would they
finished.
build it again if it was so weak?
Because when you don't know what to do, you go back to what you think would work.
No, that's not.
In all my years, in all the Star Wars fans I've ever talked to, never once have I heard someone say that the Death Star in Episode 6 was made of the salvaged pieces of the Death Star in Episode 4. So that's interesting.
Was it?
I got a clip. I don't have it on here. You will need to clip this conversation for the
fucking chance.
Clip this Star Wars conversation for the TikTok and the YouTube. The Star Wars Death Star. And I hope it's the clip that goes viral so that all the toxic, shitty, asshole Star Wars fans come diving in with
the real Star Wars fans.
They might be
on my side.
You know what? You never know. It could cause there might be a movement of people who believe that. I do not.
It's the truth. There's no movement. That was written into the script.
That the Death Star in Episode 6 was all the salvaged pieces. It blew out in all directions through space, and the Empire was like, we must send out ships in all directions of space to salvage bits and chunks.
No.
to rebuild.
No, here's the Death Star. It blows out. This whole end blows out, and they still got a fucking bunch of it. And they start rebuilding it. Why would you rebuild another one that was totally destroyed?
Let's agree to disagree on that one.
Oh, no. Fuck.
I don't think it was salvaged parts. I think they had to start fresh.
That's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
It is, because, I mean, when you think about it, how long would it take to build that fucking thing? I mean, yeah, they've got insane amounts of people working on it, and they'd already built one, and shit, when you go back and you watch, if you watch some of the new stuff, like Andor, did you ever watch Andor?
I maybe watched a couple episodes.
The best 2 episodes of Andor are when he's locked in this prison, and he's working with this crew to build these things, and you don't know what the fuck they are. They're just building them in a room with 6 other teams, and whoever builds the most in a day gets like a reward. And so they're busting their asses to build these things. And then at the end of the show, you find these things they're building are like the plates that go around the dish that makes the Death Star fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have these giant prison colonies that are building the parts for the Death Star. So it's not
Parts
just
that blew off.
parts that blew off and were salvaged. They were all air tagged.
Well, they remade parts.
I mean, it's not the most improbable thing. If there was a battlefield full of ships that were destroyed, they would salvage the components. And maybe it's because the shitty effects of the time just showed one explosion and then instantly everything's disintegrated. If you were looking at it from a logical, scientific perspective and a large ball of mechanical stuff blew apart, I could see that they'd be salvaged in bits. But that's not how it looked when fuck me, are they still talking about the fucking Death Star? You want to hear something funny? You know the last episode when you and I delved into the whole conversation about Ray Givens?
Yeah.
So Emily was sitting there and she's like, I could tell she was bored and she was annoyed. She's like, okay, what's this even have to do with anything?
This?
And I was like, oh shit, I guess she's kind of bored. Well, we're just getting to the bottom of something. And then I'm listening to the podcast at home with Nat, and she kind of looks over at my phone and she's like, what are you listening? What is this? How long do you guys talk about this? And my mom was sitting there and she's like, is this what you guys talk about? Are people listening to this? And I was like, shit, are we going on too long, or is this just not the target audience?
We're listening to it.
Yeah. The number one fans of the frickin' Double D podcast are sitting right here, right now. This is a way for Doug and I to look at our behavior, analyze it, and try to become better people. After 19 episodes, Doug, how am I doing?
No, fuck.
At least he's honest. And he's always been honest. We're working on
I
that.
don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do some research into that Star Wars theory you have, because there's it's interesting because I've never heard that before. And in my mind, it was always, well, let's move on.
That's okay. Moving on.
Moving on. So,
what do you have any more movies you want to see sequels of?
oh yeah, I got a list here. I'll go to some of the more fun ones to talk about here, because there is a couple that. So you know, we were talking about The Punisher a while back. Did you watch The Punisher?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the first Punisher was Dolph Lundgren. Never got a sequel to that, and then they remade it years later with Thomas Jane. Never got a sequel to that with Thomas Jane, just like we never got a sequel with Dolph Lundgren. Thomas Jane did, however, do something called Dirty Laundry.
Right.
Did you ever see that?
No.
So it's not a movie, it's like a scene. It's like this thing, and it just seems like it's Thomas Jane. You don't know he's the Punisher, but he's just doing laundry on a street where a guy's dealing drugs and there's prostitution and shit starts to get crazy outside, and it's getting hyper violent, and he's just doing his laundry and trying not to get involved. And by the end of it, he goes outside and just fucking kills everybody. Kills the shit out of this guy that's beating up the prostitute and beating up this kid that's supposed to be selling drugs. And he kills the crap out of the guy. He walks away, and you just see the shirt on the top of his laundry basket has the skull on it. And it was like, oh, are they going to make a sequel? And they did.
They didn't do that.
They did. So Ray Stevenson did a sequel. Punisher Warzone, which isn't technically a direct sequel. It's more of a reboot because Thomas Jane didn't like the direction the sequel was going because it was going to be hyper violent, and I don't think he wanted to do it. So Ray Stevenson did it. It was not great storytelling wise, but his depiction of the Punisher, spot on. Like unstoppable killing machine. Ray Stevenson's a big fucking guy. Like Thomas Jane does not have the physical like that Ray Stevenson had. And I thought it was a great movie. The story was kind of shit, but the action was the best.
Right.
No sequel. I would have liked to have seen sequels to either of those. But now Thomas Jane's moved way on.
The movies, right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the series.
Yeah.
With John Bernthal.
Yeah, John Bernthal did
the series.
Daredevil. Season 2 of Daredevil as Punisher. Season 1 and 2 of Punisher. And he's reprising the role again for Daredevil Reborn. So technically he's played Punisher more than anyone else.
Right.
And he's great.
What was it, 2 seasons?
2 seasons of Punisher on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then Netflix lost the rights to all the Marvel stuff. That all went to fucking Disney.
Oh.
We won't get into that. But I would like to have seen a sequel to either of those. They're doing a prequel to Fury Road, the Mad Max movie, all about Furiosa, which I think will be good. It looks entertaining. I still want that sequel to Fury Road, which was supposed to be called Mad Max: The Wasteland. I don't know if that's happening. I'm just glad we're getting something. Like I'm glad George Miller's given us something. Sequel. You ever see Drive? I don't know if we've talked about this.
I don't know.
With Ryan Gosling?
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, it's a story of a stunt driver who does he's a getaway driver at night. Works as a stunt driver during the day, and then
I think I know the movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I always wanted to see more of it. I love the character. Some people bitch and gripe, but fuck you people. I don't care if you don't like Drive. Drive was a great fucking movie. Ryan Gosling was great in it. I would have liked to have seen a sequel to that. And then, so I was asking around. So I had the people over at the house. And I asked the wife what she'd like to see a sequel to, and she said Clueless. Clueless. With Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And Paul Rudd. Cute, fun Paul Rudd. So I don't know why they never did. I mean, I feel like that could have been a franchise. What the hell did you do to your hat?
Paul Rudd.
That's the Paul Rudd hat. Hey, I'm Ant-Man.
Oh boy.
Oh.
We just lost a fan.
Oh,
we have
she was never a fan.
We have 3 people that watch us. We just lost one.
She'll only hear this bit
just
because
you
me listening
shit
to it.
on Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd. I don't care what anyone fucking says.
Handsome
yes,
man.
He's Nat's. What do they call that? Hall pass. Yeah, that's what Paul Rudd is for her. Great. I like Paul Rudd. I wouldn't be mad.
Okay, moving on.
The wife's friend said she'd want to see a sequel to The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh. What, like?
And here's, I was about to say, here's the thing, but I didn't.
But you did.
But I didn't.
You're about to.
I reflected.
And then you went, I was going to say, and then you said it.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
I sped it up because you didn't hit me that hard. And just for that 2 seconds, I sped it up so it looked like you really gave it to me.
Yeah.
But what I noticed is sometimes when you ask a person, oh, what movie do you want to see a sequel to? It's not that they want to see a sequel. They want to know what happened next.
Right.
They want a 10-minute, where are they now? She wants to know, well, what happened to Andy and Red after he got to the beach? It's well, you figure that out for yourself. You don't need a sequel to know what happens next. You finish the story in your mind.
Yeah, they rub suntan lotion on each other, and
that's what Doug wanted to happen.
Got it up.
They spent all that time in prison and didn't get gay for each other until they were free.
What the fuck did that come from?
That's what you just said. They rubbed suntan lotion on each other.
And it's live.
The viewership just went up by 86%. Yay. But
Can't see on there how many people are watching. Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't-
0. Okay.
is it say? Can you see 0?
No. It doesn't say anywhere.
Well, there's no one interacting with it, so.
Oh well, it'll be. You know what? When it's done, it'll be like a video on our YouTube channel. So
Yeah, and that'll be, that's
and
cool.
then I can download it from there and upload it to Spotify.
Absolutely. And you can clip out that 12-minute rant about Star Wars. But we're not talking about that.
You were ranting. You were wrong. Okay, moving on.
I wasn't ranting. And I wasn't
what's in
wrong.
the fridge?
No, wait, I was ranting. I was not wrong. What is in the fridge? Let us know what's in the fridge. That might be the argument to rival the justified argument. Doug and I will be fighting about that Death Star thing for years. What else have I got here? The kids said they wanted to see a sequel to Holes with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh boy.
Did you ever see Holes?
Huh?
Did you ever see the movie Holes?
Holes.
Holes. Shia LaBeouf, Sigourney Weaver, Harvey Keitel.
Oh, I don't think so.
It's based on a book. It's about a kid who goes to a juvie prison. What do we got?
Latte Nitro.
Is this a coffee beer?
Looks like it.
Okay. I'm open to it, but I'm low expectations.
I can get another one.
No, Doug. You can't get another one. Because last time I was here and I tried to return the Rattler that should have got me shot, you were like, nope. Once it passes the friggin' fish tank,
Oh, okay.
we're drinking it.
All right. Well, this says pairing with grilled cheese, cheddar, butter croissant, and pumpkin pie.
We have none of those things. It's all right. Let's do it. You got to live. You got to live a little. Die a little, but live a little.
Well, it smells chocolatey.
But yeah, Holes is the story of a kid who accidentally steals a pair of sneakers, gets sent to basically a juvie prison camp for kids that's run this private prison where all these kids are forced to dig holes all day as like punishment / building character. And Shia LaBeouf uncovers this whole plot that there's treasure buried on this land that this woman's bought. She's been looking for it for ages and she can't find it. So she starts this private prison up so that she can get these kids to dig these holes to try and find this lost treasure.
I definitely do not know.
Yeah. It's an old, I think it was Shia LaBeouf's first movie. It's
Yeah.
based on a book. It's based on a kid's book. It's not terrible, but
Speaking of Shia LaBeouf, you know what movie I really liked?
Fury?
Well, yeah, but no, that's not what I was thinking.
Eagle Eye?
Don't know that one.
Outlaws?
No.
Uh,
Keep going.
I'm just kidding.
Keep going.
No, tell me.
No, let's see if you get it.
I'm out of Shia LaBeouf movies. Hold on. Oh, wait. I might have more. Transformers?
No.
What else has he done? I don't know.
Peanut Butter Falcon.
I do want to see that. I never saw it,
Very good.
but it looked like it was a good movie. That's on my list. The list is.
I kind of like this beer.
Do you? Okay, here we go. I'm going in.
It's better than some of the other shit we've had. It's definitely coffee beer. It's not something I like drink a lot of, but it's not. I can drink it.
To me, coffee is.
You put booze in coffee, Irish
I
coffees.
put Bailey's in it, but I wouldn't
You can
put.
put whiskey in
beer
it.
in
You
my
can put
coffee.
fucking all sorts of shit in coffee.
Yeah, but would you ever pour yourself a nice coffee and then dump some Guinness into it, or dump some Heineken into it?
Drink Guinness.
I know.
Shit.
This is basically Guinness with a shot of espresso in it.
Oh, I like the espresso.
If I had to pick between this and Guinness, I would pick this. But this also kind of tastes like mud water. Now, that's not to
Mudwater's
say.
the mushroom coffee thing.
I don't know. I just said mud water.
Oh no, that's a
tastes like
brand new Mudwater. It's
Oh.
mushroom coffee. It's not coffee. It's mushrooms.
Like what Jim Carrey was making in Sonic 2?
I don't know. It's a real thing.
You ever
Sonic 2.
You ever see Sonic 2?
What, like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, the movies are great. Speaking of sequels, I felt like he was kind of dialing it in the second movie. But yeah, he gets stuck at the end of the first movie. Gets stuck on a mushroom planet. So there's nothing there but mushrooms, and the whole opening sequence is this elaborate contraption that all these mushrooms and rocks are knocking things over, and then ends with all these mushrooms getting crushed into a cup and him drinking it. And that's like how he makes his coffee.
Is this a cartoon?
No, it's live action.
Really?
Yeah, they're cute movies. That's one of those movies I can watch with my son and I still enjoy it, even though it's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
There's enough in there that I find a lot of enjoyment in it. So yeah, I love both Sonic movies, and they're doing a third. I think it's relevant. It's a relevant topic of conversation. Oh, Mudwater. Here's something. I sent you a message. I don't know if you got it, but this is something I thought would be fun to discuss, and it was franchises with more bad movies than good.
Right.
And
like Fast and the Furious.
Fast and the Furious is okay. Well, do we go through and say whether they're good or bad? Because some people might arguably say they're all bad, but there are some that I like.
I don't know. There's too many.
First one's decent. Second one I felt I liked better. The car stuff was better in the second one. There was actual like racing in the second one, not just driving in a straight line real fast. The third one is technically the eighth one now. So I know.
Fuck.
The fifth one is the best, hands down. They get progressively very, very silly. So yes, Fast and Furious, I would say, falls into there's more bad than good. They're fun to watch, but the fifth one's the only one I've watched a lot of times. But all the like best, and I say that they're the best franchises, but they're not. These are the Fast and Furious was the sixth.
Yeah.
More bad. I mean, you could argue the second one is okay, but is it necessary? No.
The first one is, yeah.
First one's a classic.
It has all the your scares in it. It has everything, all that suspense and everything. Like just doing it over.
It's you can't capture that magic again, but they tried. Die Hard. Die Hard 1 and 3 are great. 2 is, I think 2 gets a lot of shit. 2's not awful, but it's not the greatest. 4 is.
Is there a Die Hard with Samuel? I think it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Die Hard 3.
Go through the tunnel.
Yeah, that's Die Hard 3.
Yeah.
Arguably the best one.
That's a decent one.
Yeah, like the first one.
It's
a classic. It's a classic.
Perfect.
But the third one.
Not a Christmas movie.
The third one is in my.
Third one's good.
It's the best. It's the best Die Hard. Fuck it, I'm saying it. And there's a lot of purists out there who are like, no, the first one's the best. The first one's a great movie, and it did what it did very well.
Drop us a comment and let us know what you think. Which Die Hard is the best for you?
It's a claustrophobic survival movie, a survival action movie. It's about a guy sneaking around trying not to die, and it does that really well. Die Hard 3 is like a balls-out action movie in New York with huge set pieces and action, and the chemistry between Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson is like the best. Jeremy Irons is a fucking fantastic villain. He might not be Hans Gruber, but he's an excellent counterpart to Hans Gruber. Like I'd love to see that brother relationship. You never get to see it, obviously, but you can imagine what that relationship would have been. Yeah. There's a spinoff for you, the Grubers. Gruber me this.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Aliens. More bad than good. Alien good, Aliens better. Alien 3, huge misstep. Got destroyed in rewrites. And
is that the one that ended up in the penal colony?
Yeah, they end up on the prison planet. And the thing is, I watched this video on YouTube. It was a guy who was an expert on the development of Alien 3, and he was talking about all the script variations, all the projects that started and never happened, and how they eventually settled on what they settled on. That movie was in production hell forever. And there's a a different cut of Alien 3 that I feel is better than the theatrical cut. It's still not. It's a huge misstep. Huge mistake.
What about the Aliens crossover with Predators?
Chocolate, coffee, beer. There's no chocolate in this. That's AVP. There's 2 AVP movies. Both suck. They did the Alien and Predator stuff well. The human characters in both movies are just unlikable, forgettable garbage.
Right.
The setting of AVP was good, like the pyramid under Antarctica, and the predator, the teenage predators are coming to like prove themselves. It's a cool story. It's a cool idea. They honestly could have done it with subtitles where the predators are communicating with each other and there's no humans involved at all. That could have been a good movie, but no. Those two are arguably bad in both Alien and Predator universe because next on the list is Predator. There's more bad Predator movies than good ones. First one's amazing. Second one gets better with every outing. Every time a new Predator movie comes out, the second movie looks a little better. Like it's almost now you could say there's 2 good Predator movies,
right?
1 and 2, and everything else is just kind of shit, shitty misstep. And then Terminator. So sad. But that's franchises for you. And then I started trying to think, is there a franchise with more good entries than bad? Can you think of one? Like it has to be, I feel, at least 3 movies to be a franchise. Like trilogy. Or is it 4 movies to be a franchise?
Well, I don't know. If it's 3 movies, there's, I don't know.
Well, for argument's sake, we'll say trilogy. Is there a trilogy with more good entries than bad that you can think of? Off the tip of your hat. Ching, ching.
Lord of the Rings is good.
Lord of the Rings is good, but The Hobbits were not as good. And Rings of Power,
What's Rings of Power?
The TV show. It's better than Willow. I'll give it that.
What about
much better than Willow?
You know,
the Game of Thrones spinoff? Or what were you thinking?
No, I watched that. The
House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
House of the Dragon was good. I finished House of the Dragon. I couldn't finish Rings of Power. I think I got in 4 or 5 episodes, and then I was just like, I can't do this.
That was the Elven, yeah.
I was like, I am not enjoying this. I do not. Normally I have to finish something I start, and I had no desire to finish it. And I watched 1 episode of Willow, and I wanted to kill myself. I grew up with Willow. I fucking loved Willow. It was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. And I was so pumped when they were finally doing a show. And they wokeified it and turned it into shit. And it's so bad, they took it off Disney+. They just pulled it off.
So they should have.
What a damn shame. Wasted opportunity.
What about, like, you know what genre has a lot of sequels and shit? The horror genre.
Yeah.
Saw. Halloween.
Yeah. Sequels and remakes, yeah. And they're doing another Saw because the 10th one was so successful, they greenlit an 11th one right away. They like breathed life back into the franchise. They're like, oh,
good or bad?
If we make it good,
mostly good or mostly bad? Saw franchise.
The only ones I would say I thought were bad, I didn't like the 4th one. The first 3 were good. I thought the 4th one kind of sucked. The 5th and the 6th honestly bleed into each other. I mean, they weren't particularly bad. They delivered. I think 4, 5, and 6 are really closely. They're like their own trilogy. Like the one cop guy, the one of the proteges, and then this. I don't know if I ever saw 8. Wait, which one was Saw 8? It's the thing. That's the thing. There's Saw 8. There's Jigsaw. There's Spiral, and then I haven't seen the 10th one yet. I've heard it's Saw X. That's the newest one. And it's a prequel. It's about him probably between. I don't know if it's between Saw 2 and 3.
Right.
But it takes place back then. If you know the premise of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't say for sure because I haven't seen them all, but I'd say it's about even. I'd say there's 5 good Saws and 5 missteps.
And then you have all the Friday the 13th.
Yeah. And I mean, you got your purists that love the first one. And then you got the ones that love the undead Jason movies, where he's like a supernatural zombie going around killing people.
Mm-hmm. Then you have Freddy Krueger. Those ones aren't called Freddy Krueger.
They're Nightmare
on Elm Street. Yeah. There's a bunch of them.
Like if you actually go back and
he even fights Jason.
He does, and that is a great movie. The human characters are annoying, but they're all getting killed, so who cares? And it's fun to watch them die because they're all shit. And some of the kills in Freddy vs. Jason are the freaking best. There's one that just makes me cringe every time. He comes in on this guy laying on a bed and just like stabs him with a machete 4 or 5 times, grabs the bed and folds the guy up.
Was that Johnny Depp?
No, Johnny Depp
or he was
died
in the first one.
In the first Nightmare on Elm Street, he got pulled into the bed and all the blood shot up. And there was like there's a whole story about that day on set and how that effect caused a lot of damage, but it was worth it. It looks amazing. But yeah, I love Freddy vs. Jason. That was some of the best Freddy and some of the best Jason I've ever seen.
And then there's Scream.
Scream's still going strong too. I would say I haven't seen 5 or 6. I liked 1 and 2. 3 was meh. I think 4 was no. Did I see 5? I don't think I liked 5. I think I thought the villain in 5 was really fucking annoying. Like it was like there's this big reveal, and it's like when the villain's supposed to start being the villain and being maniacal and menacing. I was just like, this is just stupid. I'm more annoyed. I'm not like. Not worried for the character at all. I just want her to shut up.
Purge.
Oh, God, the Purge. Every Purge movie is a freaking misstep. Every single one. Because it is a cool idea that has never been done right. I've never seen the show, so I don't know if the show is any good. But a while ago, I watched the Forever Purge.
Right.
And I'm watching. I'm just like, what the fuck? I feel like the best one they did was the second one with what's his name? Shit, I can't think of his name. Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo was in 2 and 3. And I loved Frank Grillo's character. The first one, again, good idea, not very well executed, but it started everything. So I give it a pass because it started the idea. And then I liked Frank Grillo's story in the second one. And the third one, it rips your guts out of it. But I would say it's even. I'd say there's... Arguably, it's a half and half franchise.
Right.
Yeah. What about Conjuring? Would you say there's because you said it's 10 movies essentially?
Well, it's 8.
Okay. Well, we'll say the Conjuring is in the same. Is it in the same universe as Sinister?
No.
So there's Conjuring, Annabelle, and the Nun, and that makes up the 8. Yeah. Or is that 6?
There's 3 different Conjuring movies.
3 Conjurings, 2 Nuns, and 2 Annabelles. 3 Annabelles.
8.
So there's 8. Of those 8, how many would you say good? Like,
yeah, they're all good. Actually,
they're all good.
Yeah, because they're all different stories, though, right?
Mm.
Like, they're pieces. So the nun, who is a demon in one of them, and then they do the nun backstory, right?
Right.
They're all good. I like them all. I don't think there's a bad movie in that batch.
I'm trying to think of a franchise that is a franchise. I'm talking like 5 or 6 movies, and they're all good, and it doesn't turn to shit in any way. Like even Mission Impossible is a solid franchise, but the second one was fucking stupid. And the first one was good. The second one was shit. The third one was a step in the right direction. And then like 4, 5, 6, they were fucking good. I thought they were great. I haven't seen Dead Reckoning yet, the newest one. It's split into 2 parts, but even that has I know John Woo was just doing his best and doing what he does. That was his style of action, and it just didn't feel right for Ethan Hunt to be a goofy, over-the-top action star. But like other than that, I don't know. Like the franchise argument, it's out there. But what is like
Star Wars? Seriously.
You know what the funny thing about Star Wars?
Start with 3, 4, and 5, and then they started with
4, 5, and 6,
or 4, 5, and 6. Then went back to 1, 2, and 3,
and then 7, 8, 9, and then Spinoff City.
and then some of them are decent, and some of them are just fucking.
But here's the thing:
watch.
4, 5, and 6 came out, and everyone argued about which Star Wars movie is their favorite. Right? Most people would say Empire. And then 1, 2, and 3 came out, and everyone was like, "These suck. 4, 5, and 6 are the best." And then 7, 8, and 9 came out, and people were like, "Maybe we were a little too hard on 1, 2, and 3."
Well, but before 1, 2, and 3, like then he went back and redid the movies with the new special effects because
I remember that
they updated, and it made it stupid. Like they're walking around Jabba the Hutt and he steps on his tail. Oh, he steps up on Solo, or he had these little fucking creatures running around getting swept. It got stupid.
The funny thing is the scene
put so much shit in it got stupid.
Yeah,
those are dumb movies.
The scene where Han Solo walks around Jabba the Hutt and they had to CGI it, that was filmed with a human actor.
Yeah.
Because Jabba the Hutt was originally just a human actor.
Right.
It was the big fat guy with a black fur vest thing.
Yeah.
And when Han Solo did the scene, because he was talking to a human actor, he walked around him.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut the scene from the movie. Eventually, Jabba the Hutt was kind of a big-ass slug. And then they had to retcon that and fix that. They had to fix it. The thing that pisses me off.
Things like that made it stupid.
They did. They did some stupid things.
Because they made Jabba Hutt was like, ooh, you know, it's like, ooh, you took my tail. It's like, fuck. Really?
There were some of the special effects changes, like when they fixed the battle at the end. They made the ships look a little sharper and made the action a little easier to watch. At the time, it was interesting. Some of the stuff though was just like, no, you didn't need to do this.
They had too much little background shit going on. You know, this big fucking brontosaurus walking through Tatooine.
You wanted it to be
and
a
these
Stegosaurus.
little guys hanging off, and it was dumb.
It's what kids like, though. He was trying to.
No, it wasn't.
Your kids didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
But you're not a kid.
Yeah,
man.
I was.
And you know what it meant? It meant there was a whole new line of toys to put out.
It was fucking stupid.
Well, you know what? Star Wars has one of the most toxic fan bases of any franchise that exists, which is why I never get too deep into any of it. I've seen all the movies. I've seen most of the shows. I think I've seen them all now. I've seen all the Mandalorians. I've seen Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Kenobi.
I saw Kenobi. I didn't see Ahsoka.
Ahsoka has good moments,
Andor.
but Andor's.
I saw a couple episodes, but I didn't really.
Of all the Star Wars shows, Andor's the best. Like the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, arguably better, but Andor is like what Star Wars should have been. It's very grounded. The storytelling is great, and it's a show nobody asked for. No one was asking for fucking a prequel to Rogue One,
right?
And then you watch the show, and you're like, "Damn, this is how Star Wars storytelling should be." It's grounded. It's interesting. It's a grounded look at the Star Wars universe from the eyes of like there's not a lot of forcey like force shit. It's just a story of people existing in the world of Star Wars. And I would recommend it. It's better than freaking Ahsoka or Obi-Wan. Those shows were just kind of like, there's a lot of groaning watching those shows. I didn't groan watching Andor. And again, those 2 prison episodes are fantastic. One way out! One way out! Watch it and you'll get it.
Dive in.
Dive in. Get that fish.
Okay. Would you rather fight the Penguin or the Joker?
Oof. Oh, shit. That's going to take some thought. Now here, the Joker really wants to kill you, and he's going to do it ugly.
I'm fighting the Penguin.
Penguin would bite you, though.
Yeah,
Penguin's a
if you
fighter.
get close to me. Little waddling prick.
I just think of that scene when he that's like right in your face.
If you can get close to me.
There we go. The scene where he bites the guy's nose.
Yeah.
Could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood.
See, the Penguin, Danny DeVito Penguin.
Yeah. Wait, it was Penguin or the Joker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two renditions of the Penguin that I know of.
Right.
There's the Gotham one. Would you rather fight? Okay.
It was just a big fat dude.
Big fat dude with flippers. Danny DeVito. Would you rather fight Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito was a really gross looking penguin. Slimy.
Yeah, there's a lot of birth defects going on there. And Pee Wee Herman was his dad. Do you know that?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Whatever.
You know what? I think I'd rather fight because I mean you got to think: are you fighting them, or do they have weapons? Whatever? Or are you just fighting them hand to hand? I'd fight the Penguin. Yeah, I could kick Danny DeVito's ass. Pop.
Yeah, for sure. The Joker is he's
Squirrely and crazy.
Yeah.
There's many renditions of the Joker, and they're all dangerous, and they'll fuck you up with a knife, and they're crazy, fearless, deadly. You don't see the Penguin fight a lot of people, and even
and they waddle.
Even Oswald in Gotham, yeah, he was crazy, and he offed a few people, but I wouldn't say he was the most physically imposing person. He was like a sneaky, I'm gonna stab you in the back type character.
Yeah. I think so.
Hey, Danny DeVito, you watching this? Doug wants to fight you.
Anytime, little man, anytime.
He'll hunt you through the hills of Moonstone. You'd be chasing him on the Argo, and he'd be in that fucking duck with the 6 wheels. What do we got?
Would you rather watch a Star Trek marathon or a Lord of the Rings? Well, a Star Trek marathon would last fucking years. Because there's so many Deep Space Nine, so many Enterprise, and so many different Star Trek ones.
Okay, so it would be, say, the Lord of the Rings trilogy or the original 6 Star Trek movies, the Kirk ones. There were 6 Kirk. There were 6. What's his name? Come with me. Why can't I think of his name?
Spock?
No, the guy who played Kirk.
Fuck. Yeah.
That guy. Those 6. Then there's the 6 Picard. William Shatner. So you got 6 William Shatner. Well, technically 7 if you include Genesis. So you can watch the 7 with Shatner, the 4 with Picard plus his show. I don't know. It's fucked. Lord of the Rings. Next question. It's just easier. Lord of the Rings trilogy. Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings. Everything else is not Lord of the Rings. Okay? The Hobbit isn't Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power is not Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings. I know what I'm getting. It's 12 hours of gold. Whereas with Star Trek, it's a mixed bag of nuts. Your take?
Cool. There we go.
You don't have an answer? Or are you just saying Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Star Trek, but it's not as cut and dry as Lord of the Rings is. It's almost in that same realm of Star Wars, where it's just like it's like 500 shows.
We've done this one. Would you rather have 5 half-size clones of you, or 1 full-size clone of you?
5 half-size clones of me.
Just send them off and do little fucking things.
Just send them to do little tasks.
Just like Evil Dead and all those the little fucking Bruce
one of them
guys are running around.
Dives down his throat and he chugs the hot boiled water. Hot chocolate.
Or just have one and I can stay home and he can go to work and
I'm gonna say
jury duty.
I'm gonna say 1 full-size clone because 5 me's, nobody wants that. I'm sorry. I don't even fucking want that. Nobody wants 5 little me's running around. You gotta think. So yeah, 1 full-size clone, it would be like the first half hour of publicity. That would be decent, I say.
Are we under our Patron? Patron.
No, we're not quite there yet.
Well,
Patreon area.
Patreon.
I mean, when
Patron, we're gonna drink tequila.
Oh, I'm down. I'm always down for some
I
tequila.
don't have Patron.
Or the Patreon part. I just thought I'd fire it up again, see what happened. Like there was at one point I looked, there were 10 people in there. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
Bring forth the intro. It dwindled and died, and I don't think it was from lack of interaction, but
Well,
whatever.
yeah. Okay, we'll go back in.
What was your answer?
I'd like fucking 5 half pints of me so I can go
5 half
fuck
Dougs.
up things.
5 half Dougs.
Yeah.
You'd have one. You could do the one half would be you and the gas pedals,
Like-
and the other half would be driving the car.
I could send 2 of them off to go to work. 2 of them they're half size, so it'd be 1 full size, so they can go and do my shit.
Can 2 half U's do the work of a full U?
Nobody can do the full work of me, but
No. But I mean,
It
do you
better
really
be-
think 2 little versions of you would be able to do what you can do?
I really don't give a flying fuck. Listen, my fucking list is a mile long, and if I got more fucking half size guys and 1 full size guy, listen. So basically, I'll have 2.5 of me instead of just 1 me.
You would have 5 half U's.
Right. 2 halves make 1. 2 halves, so I'd have 2.5 me's instead of 1 full me.
Yeah, but the 2 half U's really are they really equal to the full U?
Yeah, one can get in the pants, the other one can get on its shoulders, and then boom.
Jesus Christ. Then the legs would be on the shoulders. It wouldn't be as tall as you. It would be like half the size with a barrel chest and narrow shoulders. It would look all fucking weird.
It can be done. That's what my answer.
All right. I'm with you.
Are you me? You gotta argue with my answer.
Well, if there were 6 of you sitting around this fucking table, I'd be arguing a lot. Be one over there giving me the Gibbons, one over there giving me the Death Star. I don't know what the other 3 would be giving you. Sick fuck. I mean, it's tempting. It's a tempting idea to be like, oh, let's get up to some sinister shit. 5 little U's and 5 little me's, and they each had their own pot. Hey, welcome to the Double D Podcast. It's Dan and Doug 3. Dan 3 and Doug 2. So stupid.
Just imagine.
Fun to imagine.
I'm gonna superimpose a whole bunch of little of us on there.
That would be fun. We can make toys of ourselves. What would she do with 5 little Dougs?
Gonna tell us to come down, be quiet.
Been too
Gotta
loud?
go to work tomorrow.
Hi.
Look who's here!
So I have the ultimate question for you.
Yes, come here.
Oh my
So-
Come here.
The last.
Come here. You gotta come over here though.
Yeah.
Here,
The last-
taste this.
Oh yeah.
Taste
Yeah.
this.
I was listening to a video you guys did, and it was tasting the coffee beer.
Right.
Yeah, one of the.
Oh no, double. Yeah.
It was one of your brew videos.
Yeah. What do you think?
Mm.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
This is this Cowbell Latte Nitro.
Wow.
Interesting.
Nitro.
Well,
She likes it.
So, Denise, one of the questions was, would you rather have a full-size clone of yourself or 5 half versions of yourself? Doug chose the 5 half versions. He's going to send 2 of them to work for him. All the other 3, well, I don't know what they'd be doing, but do you have any input on that? What you'd do with the 3 half Dougs that would be sticking around the house?
Oh, I could
What?
go to work.
She could put them to work.
What would you rather have?
5 half Dougs? Why not 5 whole ones?
You can't have 5 whole Dougs.
It's
What would you
either-
do with 5 whole Dougs? Holy
Oh.
shit.
Listen,
You can barely handle 1 Doug.
that's right.
Imagine 6 of you running around. Damn.
No. Would you rather have 1 1 full size clone of yourself, or 5 half size clones of yourself?
For me, I would like to have another clone of myself.
1 full size.
1 full size.
1 full size clone of myself.
Why?
because that person would do all the stuff around the house, clean, cook, do all that laundry, all that bullshit.
But if you had 5 of them,
And then the other one could go and have fun.
And would
The
you
other one
take
being
turns? What if you found out you were the clone this whole time?
but if you had 5 half ones, you get the work done quicker.
Would you ever let the clone know that they were the clone?
They don't need to know that.
Would you let me know?
You'd have to guess, and she'd get mad if you didn't
would have
know.
to guess.
And if you didn't know, the anger and the rage.
She'd be happy that it wouldn't be bothering her.
What would you be doing with the clone?
My clone?
Her clone. I'm going to bed, Doug. Can you leave the clone down here with me, honey?
Next question.
Fishbowl. Before we get in trouble. All right, what do we got here? Would you rather live in a zombie apocalypse or post-apocalyptic world? Have we done this one?
No.
So a zombie apocalypse
maybe.
or a post-apocalyptic world? So zombie apocalypse is the beginning of an apocalypse with zombies where everything's going to shit and everyone's panicking and getting eaten.
Well, yeah, zombie.
Post-apocalyptic would be like the world blew up and
But somebody could be after you all the time anyways.
but at least there wouldn't be zombies trying to eat my ass. Huh.
But it'd be all these like weirdos trying to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah. That wouldn't be fun either. Post-apocalyptic. I think I'm going for that.
No, because you know what? You'd be so tired by that time. Like, seriously, after all that zombie business.
No, it's not. There are no zombies.
I know, but you fought off all the zombies. You're exhausted from all that work. And then now you have to live in this shitty-ass world.
So you would rather be fully alert and fighting flesh-eating monsters than slightly tired and survive in a dusty apocalypse?
I wouldn't actually either one. To be honest.
Well, we never like either option. They're supposed to both be shit. I would.
Probably the last one. Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
Well, if we got to hang out here, either way, it would probably be pretty good. You're not going to have to deal with a ton of zombies out this way.
I've got a sequel.
Ooh.
That I'd like to see.
Okay.
Flintlock.
I'd rather see an original. I want to see an original Flintlock.
No, well, Flintlock would be a spin-off or whatever of those who remain.
I still want to do a scene. I've been doing. I realize I have 2 versions of that scene I wrote, where Biscuit comes into Flintlock's bounty hunting thing. I did one that's kind of old school to the story, and then one that's geared towards the new direction with the zones and the blood issues. But I'd honestly like to sit down with you, go over it, and we could write it together and come up with something.
Let's do it, and let's get Chris to film it.
That's what I want to do. Get Chris and Emily up here, and we don't even have to wait till the summer. We can film at any time. It just has to be a time when we can get a day. And shit, what do we need? We need those 2 and a couple of like flashy scenes of other like people in the friggin' outfits getting killed in the soldier outfits. It's not that hard. And for starters, we could just film the dialogue stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, I thought it would be because I'd have an action element where I'm talking about clearing out the house, and you just see fast flashes of Biscuit killing a bunch of guys. And at the end, when I go to leave, like 6 guys show up to bring me in, and then you step out.
So you can just like through the window, you can just do like it's dark in the house and just see flashes in the house, and you're bang, bang, bang.
And then just a quick shot of like grabbing a guy, knife to the neck. 2 guys are like, "What was that?" Biscuit from behind, double shots.
Yeah, you see some close-ups of that.
Yeah,
but then from the outside, you just see the window, the flash in the window.
Yeah, and it cuts back from that, a quick action shot, and then flashes from the windows, people screaming, and it wouldn't be the whole scene. It would just be like, I'm remembering what happened, or you're perceiving what happened. So it wouldn't be a full action scene. And then at the end, get all of us dressed up in the stuff, film us over there. Like we're all here those guys are here to either arrest me or bring you in or some shit. And I just have this vision of like Biscuit say, fuck, well, shit, I don't know what to do in this situation. And then you walk up behind, is there a problem here? And the guys are like, oh, blah, 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 this doesn't concern you, old man. They're like, well, this is my property. It's my concern. Just bullets and trench coats and hats are going flying in all directions. And somehow you shot me in the whole mix. Yeah, and I'd just be like, shit, one of them got a shot off at me. And you'd just be like, those fuckers.
Dang.
I don't know. I think it would be doable. It would be fun. I think you deserve it.
Small little, yeah. He should have just done. I still think he should do that whole story just in shorts.
And it could totally be done. Maybe it would breathe life back into it. And it's like, hey, it doesn't need to be a show. It doesn't need to be full episodes.
Shorts of the characters.
It's little 3-minute scenes. It's like fucking Love, Death, and Robots. It's not the entire story. It's a clip of the story that shows you a piece of the world.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Every now and then
I like it. How come I don't focus? I'm liking it a lot.
It's what I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's the camera or what it is. But we always look at that focus. But then no one can see the real imperfections.
Well, that's a good thing.
We just look rugged. So yeah, post-apocalyptic. Final answer. Fishbowl. Hey, a flintlock is in the post-apocalyptic world. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
Can we justify eating meat?
Can we? Can we justify eating meat?
I can.
He can justify it for himself, and I can justify it for myself. I'm not working to change anyone else's mind. If you don't want to eat it, don't eat it. But shut the fuck up about it because I'm eating it.
What you said?
Yeah.
I'm eating creatures out there.
I'm eating creatures in here.
Bambies
and honey badgers and rats and snakes and
honey
lions
badgers.
And tigers and bears. If someone brought you a honey badger steak, you wouldn't eat it?
I'd probably eat it.
I'd probably eat it just to say I'd eaten it. What you eating, honey badger?
Good night, boys.
Good night.
Nice.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So where do you keep the clone? Oh. That's why she's going up.
Yeah, how can we justify eating meat? Of course we can. Can you justify not eating meat? No, you can't.
No, because people who don't eat fucking meat are generally like sickly.
Eventually get sick.
They're sickly. Their bodies don't fucking work correctly. A person should not eat
They
only
get
meat.
injured.
Yeah, a person should not eat only meat, and a person should not kill for fun. But a person should eat meat as part of their diet. That's what I believe that.
I think the most important thing of eating is making sure you're eating as close to the earth as possible. So I don't mean like on the floor, but I mean like cut out all that fucking processed shit. Anything that's got chemicals and preservatives and they have to chemically treat it to make it palatable or whatever, cut that shit out. Mm-hmm. You're not meant to eat that shit. You're part of nature. Eat organic fruits and vegetables that don't have pesticides and insecticides on them, right? Eat organic shit and
try and eat shit that was grown.
You can get, man.
Yeah, eat stuff that was grown or slaughtered near you.
All that shit that's been sprayed and all that fucking processed shit is killing you. The further away we get away from nature with our food, the sicker you've become.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
And that's my justification for eating meat. Yes. Fishbowl. Do you want to eat the fishbowl? All right. Is there any more justifying questions in there? Justify eating ass.
I have no idea.
Would you rather have more time or more money? I feel like we
kind of did something like that.
We did do something like that. It was like, would you rather live twice as long or win the lottery?
Yeah,
I think we came to the consensus we'd rather have.
more money.
Yeah. More time. Well, if I found out I was going to die in 4 years, and they said, well, you can have $100,000, but you're dead in 4 years. Or you get no money at all.
$100,000. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
$100,000.
Buy a van.
Fuck off.
Move south.
Buy a
Fail
truck.
at getting someone pregnant. Raise someone else. Move a van. No, wait. Buy a van. Move south. Raise someone else's kid. No, but I again, it depends. If a doctor told me you got 10 years to live, I'd be like, fuck. But here's $100,000. Oh, well, all right. Or you can have 20 years. I'd take the 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's a context.
Especially $100,000. Fuck. $100,000 will go nowhere.
Shit, man, I could sell the rights to Biscuit and make $100,000.
Alrighty.
There you go, Vin Diesel. Here's a new character to play. Again, a lot of these sound like
Familiar?
very familiar. This one is: would you rather star in a horror movie or a rom-com? Now
We definitely did that.
we did that, but it was with
Whoa.
your friends.
Right.
Would you rather be with your friends in a horror movie or a rom-com?
Would you rather be with your enemies in a rom-com
Or your friends in a horror
That's what
movie?
it was,
So
yeah.
this one's just saying, would you rather star? Okay, so this is an actor question. This is not a life situation question.
So this
So would you rather?
star in
a
horror movie
rom-com or a horror movie?
Romantic comedy.
I'm gonna say horror.
Fuck yeah.
Horror movie, definitely.
Yes, because I'm all about the action.
I want to be the killer in the horror movie. I want to be the killer that people look at and go, the older I get, the more I identify with the bad guy in that movie. It's like they say the older you get, the more the Joker starts to make sense. And Batman just looks like a do-goody narc turd bitch. Daddy issues. Oh, shit.
Oh.
The paper was so flimsy. Okay. Would you rather have a pet lion or pet tiger? Or pet bear? I mean, I feel like if we're going to go lions and tigers, we got to go bears.
Well,
Oh, my.
I've worked with lions and tigers.
Qu'est-ce que fuck?
I've worked with lions and tigers.
When?
I don't know, maybe 15-ish years ago, maybe.
19 episodes into this fucking podcast, I'm finding out that L. Doug has worked with lions and tigers. Not just beer.
And actually, one lion actually knocked me out.
Was it-
Headbutted me.
God damn.
Yeah, we were building like a lockout to its cage,
Yeah?
and the lion's name was Woody. It was actually a lion that bikers had at their clubhouse in Newmarket, and it got raided, and the cops got the lion and brought it up to Bear Creek where we were looking after it, and so we're building a lockout for it. That space where it can go in while you go in and clean up.
Hi, Emily, with 2 E's.
And
Did you know that Doug used to work with fucking lions and tigers and never told me?
Yeah.
I've known him for over a year. He never mentioned it once, which makes me
lynx
wonder.
and panthers and wolves?
Wolves.
We had wolves there. We had black wolves.
How
and
many?
a timber wolf. I think there was 4 or 5
Okay.
black wolves,
As
but
long
they
as
were
we're
like,
not up to 7.
but they were like dogs.
Yeah.
They were dogs. You pet them, everything.
Wow.
There was a timber wolf there. It was fucking mean motherfucker,
Ooh.
and big. And we used to go into its pen to rake up all its fur that it molted all over the ground. So 3 of you'd go in, and one guy would rake, while the other 2 guys would kind of with the rakes and hold it up. So, and then timber wolf would try to like
Eat your
separate one person from the pack.
Oh my
right?
god, man! This
Yeah.
is before the era of cell phones, so that I'm guessing there's not a lot of footage of any of these adventures.
Yeah, I do have like some Polaroids. So I used to bring, like, when Garrett was young, I got pictures of him with like baby tigers and lynx playing with them and stuff.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, I remember the tiger was when they were getting bigger, we'd take them out and take them into the water and play with them and stuff. We had to one time move a couple of the female lions from this side because they were beside the tigers and they were getting agitated. We had to move them to the other side. So we built this big pen. And we tried to get them in a big cage and carry it over, but it was just too hard. So we had to bring a vet in to tranquilize it.
Oh, God.
And then we carried it over and we put it in the pen. And so there's this like square 4x4 door on this fence, right?
Yeah.
And I'm standing at the door. My buddy's inside with the guy that owns the place. And we put the line in there and it's kind of out. And it's kind of hot out. So the owner's like, well, I don't want to get up and put a big blanket up so it's shaded, right? So it's not so hot. So Shane and Warner go in there and they're trying to put up this blanket. And I'm just outside at the door, just outside of the cage. And all of a sudden the fucking lion fucking jumps up. And Warner stepped back. Shane turned around and just starts running for the gate door. Hey, as soon as he gets to this gate door, there was this girl standing beside me that didn't like Shane. Shuts the gate. Shuts the fucking door right on him. He's on the inside. Just as he got to the door.
Oh, my God.
He's running. She goes, boom, just as he gets her, shuts it, right? He's like, open the gate. Anyways, the tiger the lion fucking kind of stumbled off under some trees and lied back down.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
like, you fucking bitch. Yeah.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
They had an ostrich there too. It was probably more dangerous than the freaking tigers.
I believe it.
When it died, we fed it to the tigers.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, justify eating meat.
Yeah, the police used to notify us as like roadkill deers and stuff and go pick them up.
Feed them to the animals?
And turkey farms where some turkeys would die and stuff. We'd keep them in the freezer and feed them.
So,
They had a black bear, Boo Boo, that we thought was a male for the longest time. And after I think that he was there for 12 years, they found out it was a female black bear. Yeah.
shit.
So all those were rehab. They were from zoos or people like the bikers had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're rehomed there. Yeah.
So this was what, 20 years ago?
Yeah. About that. Maybe
About
a little
that?
less.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't believe you've never talked about that before. Or have you mentioned it and I thought you were fucking joking?
Probably
I don't
not.
know. No,
I don't know
I
if
swear
it is.
I've never heard you even mention that. That's crazy. What if I'm glad you're still here.
There was leopards there, but they're in the cages. You didn't really mess with them too much.
Did you ever get hurt? Other than being knocked out by the lion by accident? Were there ever any
bit
close
on the
calls?
leg with the small tiger.
Playful or
It was
hungry?
I thought it was playing.
Yeah, I got
It was. It was playing kind of. It
playing
was
hungry,
probably
hungry.
about 67, 60 pounds.
Shit. So I guess
So-
you can actually answer this question with a fair amount of.
What was the question
The
again?
question was: would you rather have a pet lion or a pet tiger?
Yeah, lions are much more. Listen, lions will fuck you up if they get a chance, but they're a lot more subdued. Tigers are always looking to fuck you up.
No shit. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of tigers or lions interacting. Yeah, sometimes they're crazy and they want to fucking kill the people in the cage, and sometimes they're playful or they have a long memory of people who they've known.
Yeah.
I never see that with tigers. I see it with bears and lions, but not with tigers.
No, tigers. It's like grizzly bears will kill you just to fucking kill you. Like wolves will kill things just to kill them.
Yeah.
Right? They'll go into a pen, they'll fucking slaughter everything in that pen. Not to eat them, just to slaughter them.
Yeah.
Tigers are like that.
So, lion. Next question. I'm going to go with Doug's answer. As clearly the expert on big cats. I saw a tiger once at my high school. They brought in there was a stripper that was working at the VI.
At the high school.
No. There was okay. Well, let me
What's
back
going
it
on
up.
here?
There was a stripper at the DI in Bradford who had a tiger as part of her show. She was in town, so she had her tiger.
What's the VI?
A Village Inn. in Bradford.
Yeah, okay.
And she had the tiger as part of her show, and it wasn't her tiger. It was
Right.
like they brought the tiger in as a part of her act, and because they were in town, and tigers were the Holy Trinity mascot, like the school mascot. They brought the tiger into the school, and they walked it around the gym like a couple times, and then they brought it out. So I was like sitting on the bleachers. I was like 3 feet away from this fucking tiger, and I was just like thinking to myself, like, this could be how it ends. It's gonna look through the crowd and be like, "There's that one looks pudgy and delicious."
Nice.
Yeah, but no, it just did the whole walking around with its mouth open thing, and yeah, that was it. Other than that, African lion safari. I haven't had too many interactions with wild animals as a job or whatnot, but damn.
Good times.
Great times. We got 8 minutes. Think we can finish these?
Sure.
Would you rather breathe underwater or fly?
Fly.
I feel like
I spend more time above water, so I'd rather fly.
yeah, I feel like flying would be more fun. It'd be dangerous because you could fly into something and die. Breathing underwater could be interesting because you could go looking for pirate treasure
Oh,
and like all the sunken Spanish gold. There's like bazillions of dollars worth of gold crashed at the bottom of the ocean. But you know what else is in the water? Shit that will eat you.
sharks,
Alligators,
crocodiles.
crocodiles, snakes.
Speaking of pirate hunting in the water, guess what we got as a Christmas gift? Magnet fishing.
Oh,
A big magnet put on a rope. You ever seen those videos?
yes.
Yeah, that's what we got. Mitchell got for us.
That's fucking cool.
It is cool.
So, okay, are you going to start with like
The ponds.
out in the pond and then
Yes.
eventually you're going to like, hey, let's drive over here and magnet fish?
Yeah, I think so.
I formally request
You want to come?
I want to come too. Double D's episode 23, the magnet fish.
fishing podcast.
How we can
It's
find
fucking
shit.
cool, man.
That is cool.
Big magnet and a rope and grappling hook and
Oh my god! Again, I've seen some pretty cool videos of them pulling shit out of rivers.
guns and all sorts of shit. I
Yeah.
know. It's in the States, crazy shit, bombs and
Well, I don't think you're gonna find. Hopefully, not find too much of that around here. But like, okay,
maybe near the army base. Who knows?
that is true.
I know it's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnet fishing. God damn! I didn't get anything that cool for Christmas.
My kids are in their 30s still.
I mean, I'm gonna get to go see Tom Segura, so I mean
That is cool.
that's pretty cool.
We almost bought tickets for the kids and everybody to go.
Yeah.
And then we're like, that's kind of fucking expensive. And then we
Yeah.
decided just to do all different things.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, because you're talking
Travel, parking.
8 tickets.
That's a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was like,
Well, I'll let you know how it is.
I watch his specials. He's pretty fucking funny.
He
He's
is.
raunchy out there for sure.
I watched that. There's 2 new specials dropped on Netflix. Last night we watched the Dave Chappelle one,
Oh,
and,
did you?
and then we
On
watched
Netflix?
the Ricky Gervais one right after.
Yeah.
By the time we got to Ricky Gervais, though, I was starting to fall asleep, and that's like pausing it. It's like, you're falling asleep. I'm like, keep playing it. I'm fine. And I totally missed like the last 20 minutes, but they're both really good. All right. Back into the bowl.
Tick tock, tick tock.
On the clock, but the party don't stop. Should one's political learnings be private?
One's
Yes.
political
Learning.
leanings.
Leanings. Sorry, I had it.
Be
I think
private?
all political and religious stuff should be private. I mean, politics again.
Well, it depends.
I mean, you're politically involved, and it's what's happening in your. I think local politics should be way more important than fucking world politics in a lot of ways. If you don't know what's going on in your own city politically, and your focus is on the big world shit that really your input has no effect on,
and you can't control no matter what.
You can't control, and people are so invested in fucking American politics. You're in Canada, man. Like, you don't even know who's running your fucking town. You don't know what the issues are down the street. You bitch and complain whenever the traffic slows down, but you don't understand what the fuck's happening with your own roads. And I'm guilty of this myself. I'm not involved in local politics. I don't know who the fuck is the what of whatever. It's so toxic to hear people talk about it. I just don't fucking engage. And I feel like maybe I should be more invested, but I don't know. I find like politics is such a smorgasbord of a bunch of people arguing about bullshit. And it's so hard to decipher most of it that I don't involve myself too much in it. And maybe that's me being ignorant, but
what was the question?
Chocolate or vanilla? Sorry. Should one's political leanings be private?
Absolutely not. Fight your fucking asses off. Next question.
I think who you vote for should be private. You shouldn't. You should keep that shit private.
No. It shouldn't be a thing where, well, you voted for him, so we can't talk anymore.
Well, that's bullshit on all levels. I can't stand anytime I see two people meet, or the idea of two people meet, hit it off, they both really like each other, they find out one thing about the other person, and they're like, oh, well, no, fuck you now. You're a red, not a blue, or you're a purple, not a green. No, fuck you. We're not allowed to. No, die, bitch. Fuck that. No, I hate that shit.
Fuck that.
Now, granted, if I meet somebody and I think they're really cool, and after 10 minutes I find out that they're a CrossFit vegan person who uses crystals and believes in holistic medicine, and yeah,
I know people like that.
I don't know if
I couldn't give a rat's ass what you do.
Well, here's the thing: you would not spend 10 minutes talking to one of those people without them mentioning it, because that's usually all they fucking talk about. Like gym people who can't go to the gym and work out without talking about it constantly and bringing it up in conversation all the fucking time. Like those kind of people.
You used to do.
I wouldn't say I talked about it all the time. Like, yeah, I was never what you call a gym rat. I mean, I went to the gym a lot and I worked out a lot, but I wasn't like the person who goes around fucking talking about it all the time. I'm the person who talks about fucking movies all the time. I can't help that. I'm sorry. Anytime I'm in a conversation and I'm like bored as shit and I'm not involved and I'm just kind of listening and something about movies comes up, all of a sudden the ears, bing, and I'm right there with the facts in the background and and then the conversation goes back to boring shit, politics, and like who's on what medication for their dick pills. It's like, I'm back to just being quiet again. But I come to life when certain topics come out.
All right.
But I don't try and make the conversation about movies all the time. That would just be fucking boring and everyone would get annoyed. And the last thing I want to do is annoy anybody. Would you rather be a one-hit wonder for writing a novel or a song?
Song. Songs tend, a one-hit wonder for songs tended. I think more people listen to music, listen to songs, and read books.
I really love writing. And I mean, I just love it if even once I wrote something that people really identified with. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love music too. But I don't know. If I think I would do a book. Because I mean, I would love to have written something that people connected with.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Last one.
Last one.
Would you rather be a werewolf or a vampire?
werewolf or a vampire?
I'm going vampire.
Well, and I hate to do that thing I do where I overanalyze the question, but that's what I do, so that's what I'm going to do. Get over it. The question is, what kind of vampire / what kind of werewolf? Because you've got the werewolf that they get all fucking lycanthrope, and they're mutating out and turning into a fucking dog essentially, but only during the full moon. And then you've got the lycan from some storytelling that they can change whenever they want to.
Yeah, no, let's go with traditional werewolves.
Traditional werewolf?
Full moon once a month, whatever it is.
I would have to say
that time of the month you become a werewolf.
As much as I like the idea of being a vampire and getting to go around and kill people who are shit and or criminals and or like a Blade type werewolf, not a Blade type vampire. See, if you're a werewolf, you know your cycle. You don't need blood. You don't need to kill unless you're the werewolf. Where a vampire, you need blood to survive. So you need to feed all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're a werewolf, if you really wanted to, you could lock yourself up when you know the full moon's coming and know that you wouldn't be a danger to anybody.
Hopefully you don't get out.
Hopefully you don't get out.
But a werewolf has no control over itself.
When it changes.
When it gets in a vampire, you don't have to kill the person to feed off them.
Yeah, but then you turn them if you bite them and leave them, and you're spreading that shit around. Oh, chocolate, beer, coffee.
Vampire.
You going vampire?
Why turn into a bat?
You can't turn into a bat.
Yeah.
Dracula could turn into a bat. Again, this is why I tried to code specifics. What are the rules? Are you the Wolfman wolf, or are you the lichen wolf from
you like
Underworld?
the DJ, you mean?
Clap for the Wolfman.
Clap for the Wolfman. He gonna rate your records high.
Everybody talking about the Wolfman. You know, Jack Black played him in the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Yes.
I haven't seen Weird yet. I really want to. It hasn't
That was
appeared
funny.
on any of my streaming things yet, but yeah,
Watch that.
I do want to see that.
And it's I'm not gonna give it away.
No, I get the gist of it. I mean, it starts off seeming like it's a biopic, and then it goes into complete satire, like just off the fucking rails.
Because it's Weird Al.
It is Weird Al, and that's exactly how you got to do it. And really, all the
Did that
biopics.
really happen? Not really, but wouldn't it have been fun?
Every freaking biopic that comes out, like the people who lived it and the people who know the people, they're always in a fucking rage because it never tells the story the way it actually happened. It always goes for how could we make this more entertaining? How could we cut this apart? And
right. You want,
yeah. But hey,
well,
that was fun, and we had no connectivity problems. I don't think. How many people we got watching on YouTube?
I don't know.
4,000.
4,565.
Thanks everybody for watching the entire time from start to finish.
Well, from the double D's to you, have a good New Year's.
2024 is going to be a good one.
2024.
And until next time, move north.
Just wait till we get our fishing pod or magnet fishing podcast episode.
That's going to be interesting. We'll do it on the road. We'll get Chris to film it. We'll do a roadcast.
The roadcast.
Roadcast the magnet. Roadcast the magnets. Stuck on you.
Hey,
Stuck on your dress.
follow, like, and share.
TikTok for clips.
Good night.
Do we say it or just go?
Say what?
Do we say it or just go? Done.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, good Lord.